From Joyce Del Vescovo suddenly having a medical emergency the moment accountability caught up with her,
Like, I'm very dizzy and I think I'm having a heart attack.
You don't look like you are. Now you do.
to Lisa Fleming insisting nobody was helping her,
I need help. I've been trying to say that for the longest. I need help. I get nothing. I get no help.
these are the most infuriating victim mindsets ever displayed on My 600-Pound Life. Starting with Angela Johns, who was easily one of the biggest manipulators and narcissists on the show. Featured in Season 7, Episode 19, Angela was almost completely dependent on her daughter Desiree, despite Desiree already having a family and responsibilities of her own.
I live with my husband, Justin, and my daughter, Desiree. Desiree is my caretaker.
The problem wasn't just the dependence itself. Desiree openly struggled with the presence of caring for her mother, but Angela seemed far more concerned with her own needs than the sacrifices her daughter was making.
I get very frustrated with my mother sometimes because I take care of my own 3-year-old at the same time, and it gets to be a bit much. But I would never turn my back on her. I will be here.
According to Angela, food was the only thing helping her cope with her situation, a mindset she repeatedly used to justify the habits that had landed her in the program. But things became even more frustrating when Angela revealed what she expected from Desiree.
The only one who isn't sure yet is Desiree. Mostly because her boyfriend, Will, doesn't want to do it. But I have to keep pushing it with her because I have to have an answer. Because there's no more time for her to stay on the fence about it. Then honestly, I think siding with her mother and saving me would be the obvious choice.
Not only did she want her daughter to leave behind her boyfriend, her child, and her entire life to move to Houston with her, but she also continued pressuring her while criticizing the people Desiree cared about.
So I need to know if you're on board with going to Houston, because your boyfriend is giving me about it.
What do you do?
So I think that he's mad from the other day when there was a conversation that if I was to look for a doctor in another area, he insinuated he didn't even want to come to Houston so I can get the help I need.
When Desiree tried explaining why that wasn't realistic, Angela immediately made the conversation about herself, acting as though she was the one being wronged.
So you want me to leave my boyfriend, move to Texas, and be okay with that?
Oh, here we go.
Right. I mean, how am I being
But your
dramatic?
boyfriend's not gonna be dramatic and call me a
And I haven't even got time to address anything. I've been...
Yeah, this is what I knew was gonna happen.
Even worse, Angela completely dismissed Desiree's feelings and mocked her situation instead of acknowledging what she was asking her to sacrifice.
I am tired of every single time a little thing is said around here, your dramatic boyfriend gets escalated to up here.
I'm in the position to pick between my
That shouldn't be
mother or my boyfriend and my child.
No, your child would still be here without
I
your
mean,
boyfriend, just
it's
like the
not
other
even-
one was.
That's not right.
Well, you do whatever you want
Especially
to
when
do.
you know that I'm...
Throughout the conversation, Angela repeatedly shut down her daughter's concerns and shifted the focus back to herself. And when that wasn't enough, she resorted to emotional manipulation, making Desiree feel guilty until she eventually agreed to go along with her plans.
You guys have lived with me forever. I take care of you. I asked for one thing. One thing.
It's not my fault. Will
And
said
it
some
can't
stupid...
be something simple. I can't rely
Okay.
on nobody, but everybody
I'm
relies
not
on
saying
me.
I'm not going.
tired.
I've been on board since day one.
Still, Angela tried to play the victim in this situation, painting Desiree as someone who did not want her to get the help she needed and to give in to her requests.
For me to have to convince my daughter to do this to save her mother's life just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm really hurt by that.
Angela never asked. She straight up attacked her daughter, but Desiree still left behind her own priorities to accompany her mother. Viewers were quick to criticize Angela's behavior. How does Angela expect Desiree to go to Houston while she's pregnant, give birth, and still be looking after her and a newborn all without her boyfriend? I think she should be happy that her children even talk to her. Even now, Dr. Now eventually noticed the pattern and directly confronted Angela about her manipulative behavior.
We got some serious issues with delusion with you all.
This man definitely eats more than I do.
Probably
he has a high
eight-
metabolism.
8 to 10,000 calories a day.
Angie, you can lie all you want, but this is all science and math. And it's a big part of the problem we're facing here is that you seem like a master manipulator who thinks she can just decide what the facts are she wants to believe and just tell everyone else what to think. So is she here to just play games? then this is not going to end well for you.
Despite that, he still gave her a chance and laid out a clear plan for her to follow. But Angela quickly returned to her old habits. Instead of following the diet, she continued using her emotions as an excuse to overeat while ignoring both the program and the sacrifices her family had made for her.
I was supposed to be back down to see him for my follow-up a couple months ago. But with my husband leaving me, now I'm on my own. Like, everything's on my shoulder. And moving to Houston's been difficult or challenging. And Desiree's due date is in a couple months. And that's just another thing. That's making figuring out any plans to do this even harder.
As expected, she failed to meet her goal and was unable to qualify for surgery. When Dr. Now explained why she wasn't progressing, Angela looked like she couldn't care less. But when Dr. Now pointed out his concern regarding her demeanor, she tried to sound clueless.
At this point, you haven't shown me you're taking this seriously as you need. And I'm not approving you for anything today. Well, since you lost 50 pounds, we're giving you another chance to stick with your diet and try to lose another 50 pounds, okay? You don't sound normal. Are you taking any new medication or anything else I should know about?
Am I taking medicine?
Yeah, are you taking any drugs or anything?
No.
But Angela was not willing to take any sort of responsibility and kept acting hard to handle.
And let me remind you, because maybe you forgot, your weight loss was 50 pounds in 1 month, not 100 pounds. Ever did you say that to me?
I definitely did. On my call with you 2 months ago, that was the goal I gave you. So either you forgot or you're too high on something to remember. Losing less than 10 pounds a month is not going to be enough to save your life.
Okay. Well, if you expected me to lose 50 pounds every month for 6 months, I wouldn't need you.
What you seem to need is a calculator.
The conversation quickly escalated because Angela seemed to believe that the program was wasting her time and causing her inconvenience.
If you're expecting me to come there and sit around and wait for surgery for another month, I'm not coming. I don't have time for that.
This frustration only grew when Dr. Now pointed out that she was constantly looking for shortcuts, but Angela put on a masterclass act on why she was being wronged here.
It costs money to move? Money, yeah. I didn't have it. And since you're making accusations of what's wrong with me, I'm sick. I don't take anything but what's prescribed to me.
I'm a doctor, Angie. I know the difference between sick and high. And if you decide to continue and come back out here, I'm going to run toxicology on you to make sure there's nothing in your system that shouldn't be there. So you can either clean up your act right now, or we don't need to bother playing any more games with you.
As expected, Angela got nothing out of the call and kept the same attitude she had prior to this.
This is total bull. Dr. Now crossed the line, and he doesn't know what he's talking about. You can't just change things on me like that. And just add more to my goal and just say, oh, just lose more. And then to accuse me of being on something is just absolutely ridiculous.
Viewers appreciated seeing someone finally challenge her excuses. I love how Dr. Now puts her in her place. He does not let her try to manipulate him. He puts her right back in her face. Unfortunately, things didn't improve for Angela even one bit because of her stubbornness and refusal to take control. When Dr. Now questioned her continued lack of progress, Angela once again sounded like the whole world was working against her.
2 months, you lost almost nothing. Just 9 pounds. So you want to explain to me why that is?
I'm going through a lot of changes right now. Bear with that.
You done with your liver tantrum and finish talking?
At that point, Dr. Now decided to give her the reality check she had been avoiding all episode. He laid out exactly where her current path would lead if she continued refusing to change her habits and take responsibility for herself.
At your current rate, you're gonna be in a year or less. So you can give me every excuse and justification you want. It's not gonna change that. But maybe you think you can argue your way out of debt.
I'm not arguing. I'm just frustrated and I'm angry, as you can see.
You can tell yourself that, but this is behavior problem.
Yeah.
It's not anger.
Yeah, I have a behavior problem.
This attitude ultimately ended up in Angela's opportunity going in shambles. But Lisa Everson took the victim mentality to another level, making her one of the most frustrating people to ever appear on My 600-Pound Life. Throughout her episode, she constantly acted as though change was being forced upon her, rather than recognizing that the people around her were trying to help her save her life. Featured in Season 10, Episode 14, Lisa was completely dependent on her partner Randy, who was expected to cook for her, clean up after her, and cater to her needs throughout the day.
Makes me upset because I don't want her eating that stuff, but I don't want to make her mad, so I give it to her. Lisa gets upset all the time because she wants to get up out of bed and do things, and she starts crying. makes me upset because I love her with all my heart.
Because of this, Lisa had reached the point where she was not only bedridden, but also continued the habits that had put her health in such a dangerous position. Despite her rapidly declining health, Lisa often treated the situation far more casually than Dr. Now believed she should, which immediately raised concerns about whether she was actually committed to changing.
What do you mean you don't know? So you don't know what the problem is?
Well, yeah, I know what the problem is. I guess I just haven't did anything about it.
So what do you think the problem is?
I eat too much.
So how long you know that you're eating too much?
Oh, for a long time.
So what is new today after 51 years?
I don't want to die. I want to change my life and get out of this bed.
You say that, but doing that hasn't been important enough for you to start losing weight before this point.
Still, Dr. Now was willing to give her an opportunity. He provided a diet plan and instructed her to come to his clinic for a weigh-in so they could monitor her progress and determine whether she was serious about turning things around. However, despite what Lisa told others, her actions suggested she had no intention of giving up the lifestyle that had contributed to her condition.
Get like 6 or 7 cookies. Get some peanut butter cookies. A 6-pack of them if they got them.
You want bacon cheddar? You want jalapeno cheddar?
Just grab one of each one. Go get some cereal too, babe. We need about 7 boxes of cereal, so keep track of what you throw in there. Get something with sugar on it, since you're standing right there. Get some of that peanut butter right up there. Okay, now go to the candy aisle, and then we're gonna go to the chip aisle.
Things became even more frustrating when, after spending an entire month making little effort to follow the program, she called Dr. Now to discuss her progress and approached the appointment with a level of casualness that didn't match the seriousness of her situation.
What do you have done to change your eating habit and lose some weight? I send in my book and all the instructions you need.
I don't quite understand your book and what kind of diet you want me to be on.
Then you haven't read it because there is only one diet in there. You read the stuff where you will understand that you eat only 3 times a day, only about 400 calories, high protein, and you avoid all the high-calorie food list that we send you. Which part of that is hard to understand?
I'm confused all the way around, I guess.
Eventually, Dr. Now insisted that she begin working with a nutritionist, but Lisa, after acting all nonchalant and casual at her appointments, suddenly decided that every bit of help coming her way was a problem waiting for her to go through. She was not happy about meeting the nutritionist.
I don't want to go over anything with her. I think it's a waste of time.
And to make matters worse, she spoke harshly to the dietitian who had come all the way to her home to help her succeed. Instead of working with someone who was trying to support her, Lisa immediately became defensive.
I probably won't even answer your questions, to be honest with you.
I just want to get to know you a little bit, okay? Can you tell me about yourself?
I don't know, ain't really nothing to tell.
And this was the moment she brought out her victim mentality by outright lying and complaining about Dr. Now, even though he had spent the entire episode trying to provide her with the resources and guidance she needed.
Did you get the diet that Dr. Now had
Nope.
provided? You
I
didn't get
never
any
got no
information
diet.
from him?
No diet, no nothing.
Okay. You haven't talked to him at all?
Yeah, I've talked to him.
Okay. What has he provided for you when you met with him?
Nothing but rudeness. I refuse to talk to that man again, too. I don't need to be made like I'm a piece of from someone who's supposed to be helping me.
You're not a piece of
Well, that's not how they make you feel.
She continued this act whenever questions were asked about her diet and daily habits. Rather than being honest with her choices, she often shifted blame and minimized her own role in the situation.
What types of things do you like to snack on?
Just depends on whatever's around. I don't have a choice.
Okay, so what kind of foods get brought into the house?
I don't know.
Well, what do you eat on a day-to-day basis?
I don't know. I had oatmeal and toast for breakfast.
You like to eat snack food, so what type of snack food?
I don't know what I eat. I just eat whatever people give me.
She said that, despite knowing she sent her boyfriend to the store, ordering him to buy a cart full of junk food. The dietitian repeatedly tried to make the process easier for her by asking simple questions and offering practical advice. But Lisa remained uncooperative, avoiding direct answers and turning what should have been a productive conversation into another argument.
So if you want to make change, I'm going to need you to engage with me.
But I don't know. This is not even what a nutritionist has done. I've seen nutritionists before. This is
Lisa, this is my specialty of working with people who struggle in their relationship with food. This is what I do every day.
Get out. I'm done talking to you. I don't blame nobody for anything that's happened to me.
Lisa, is part of you afraid of getting help?
Just get away from me.
Okay.
Get the out.
She pushed things even further when she treated the physical therapist the same way. Despite Dr. Now making multiple efforts to connect her with professional help, Lisa responded with the same resistance and hostility that had already stalled her progress throughout the episode, while actively claiming that no one was helping her.
You got 5 minutes.
Okay, so how about this? What goals do you have as far as physically with physical therapy? What can physical therapy help you
There's
with?
nothing you can do for me.
Have you had physical therapy in the past? Are you interested in any type of exercises that you can do in bed?
No. You are not supposed to come this late. I really don't have anything to say to you or anything I want to do. You wasted your time.
I have some resistance bands out in my vehicle. If it's something that you'd like to, I can bring in here and show you a couple things that you can do.
I'm not having you show me anything. If you got some papers, I'll take them and I'll figure it out later on.
As difficult as Lisa Eberson was to deal with, she wasn't the only patient on My 600-Pound Life who pushed away the very people trying to help her. Because Latonia Patain from Season 11, Episode 2 portrayed it very well and became one of the clearest examples of the victim mentality that repeatedly frustrated viewers on My 600-Pound Life. Despite receiving professional guidance and opportunities to change, many of the setbacks she experienced were directly tied to decisions within her control.
Food is like my best friend. When I eat, it takes the stress away. That's what I do to help me cope with things. I know that the food is unhealthy and it's not good for me, but with the habit that I had so long, it's hard to change that. So I'm disappointed in myself.
Not only did she begin her episode with a meal that looked large enough to feed several people, but she also continued to return to the same habits that had already contributed to her condition throughout the episode. Rather than treating food as something she needed to regain control over, it remained the center of nearly every struggle she faced. Viewers were shocked by the amount of food she was consuming on a daily basis and couldn't help but question how anyone could continue enabling such behavior. Was anyone else stunned by the amount of food given to this woman in the first 2 minutes of the video? Who would deliver that much food to someone already 600 pounds? However, even after meeting with Dr. Now and receiving a straightforward diet plan, Latonia still appeared more focused on satisfying her cravings than following the steps needed to improve her health. The instructions were clear, but putting them into practice was another story. As expected, she came nowhere close to reaching her target goal by the next appointment. Instead of losing weight, she gained even more, showing that little had changed since her previous visit, despite knowing exactly what was expected of her. Dr. Now was especially frustrated by this and confronted her about the lack of progress and the choices that had led her further away from her goal, to which Latonia offered very little accountability.
Basically, I gotta try harder. This is something new for me. I've been eating unhealthy for so long, and like now, trying to change it is it's a lot, but I know it's worth it.
Okay, so what are you trying to tell me?
The doctor now wasn't willing to accept excuses, especially after already allowing her to prove that she was serious about making changes after failing to do so 5 years back. But all Latonia had offered was a defended reaction, as if she was being falsely accused.
You came here last time. We gave you exercises to follow with physical therapy to help you start getting out of your chair. And you didn't do that. And you were supposed to lose 40 pounds over the last month. But instead, you gained weight. And instead of waking up to things, you're deflecting the situation by saying you're having pain. Yeah, you should have pain because you are 636 pounds instead of being 170 pounds.
He then gave her the reality check she desperately needed, pointing out that lasting change would only happen once she stopped looking outside herself for answers and started taking responsibility for her own actions.
And you're still in this motorized wheelchair. You don't want to give that up? You don't want to give up your eating habit? Come on, you were supposed to lose weight, you were supposed to change anything, you were supposed to call if you had any question, but you didn't follow the diet. You keep eating too much, and you won't admit it. It's been 5 years since you tried to get help, and you're worse off more than ever now. Because you're lying so much to yourself, you believe that you lie. You keep repeating the same lie, it doesn't come true.
The criticism clearly caught her off guard, and for a moment, she seemed stunned by everything he had just laid out in front of her. But instead of reflecting on what he said, she chose to push back by saying things that the doctor had already said.
Long time, come here just to get chewed out. I could have stayed at home for that.
Hey, we're not chewing it out, we're giving you the reality.
That is a reality. I mean, and you saying all that just just to say, well, you know your fat ass need to lose weight. You in a wheelchair. You 37 years old. If you keep going the way you're going, you're not going to make it. That's basically all you have to say.
By that point, the appointment had become a major disappointment for everyone involved. Dr. Now had seen no meaningful progress. Viewers had watched another opportunity slip away, and Latonia remained stuck in the same mindset that had been holding her back from the very beginning. She's one of the few people I've seen who never loses any weight on the show. Dr. Now doesn't even go through with a weight loss surgery because she kept gaining weight during her doctor visits. What a shame. I was really hoping to see a transformation, which never became a reality as Latonia was trapped by her own victim mentality, like Lisa Fleming from Season 6, Episode 7, who consistently portrayed herself as powerless in situations where she had clearly had the upper hand, making it difficult for both Dr. Now and viewers to see any real commitment to change.
My life is confined to this bed. I can tell Danielle is getting tired of helping, but she loves me, so she endures it.
Not only did Lisa view herself as helpless in the face of her circumstances, but she also placed an enormous burden on the people around her, expecting her family to cater to her needs around the clock while she remained dependent on them for nearly everything, especially her daughter Danielle, who seemed less like a daughter and more like a full-time caretaker.
You need anything else?
Breakfast.
What you want to eat?
I want to say grits, but I know you can't cook them good, so rice and turkey sausage and egg.
Doing all the housework, handling daily responsibilities, and preparing massive meals for Lisa, all while trying to manage a family of her own. Rather than easing that burden, Lisa appeared to expect it as part of her daily routine.
If I don't bring her what she asks for or something similar, she'll just order it herself or call someone else. And if my mom doesn't get her way, everybody has to pay. She will fuss, she will curse, she probably would put us out.
This dynamic sparked debate online, with many viewers questioning how Lisa could continue placing so much responsibility on her children while blaming others for her own struggles. One viewer wrote, "It is amazing how many of these people blame childhood trauma for their eating, but then give their own children a horrible childhood watching and caring for them. Do they not see that they're setting their own kids up for disaster?" Despite all this, Lisa continued framing herself as someone who simply couldn't change her situation. No matter what obstacles were discussed, the focus often shifted back to why things were happening to her rather than what she could do differently.
I carry around a lot of guilt because I can't do nothing without assistance from somebody. My children are supposed to have their own life, but their life revolves around my life because I need so much attention. And since I can't get up, I have to take my dinner to bed while the rest of the family is together. My weight isolates me from everything and everybody.
During her first call with Dr. Now, he gave her clear instructions and a specific goal to work toward. But even as he laid out a plan for her recovery, she appeared exhausted by the conversation itself and showed little enthusiasm about following through, even though minutes back she said she carries a lot of guilt.
So I'm going to send you your new diet to start on immediately. I'm also going to send you some exercises I want you to do in your bed because we need to start you to get active.
Okay.
You actually look to possibly closer to 700, Lisa.
No.
And being at that weight and being immobile, it is not a good scenario.
And she reinforced that impression almost immediately afterward through her behavior, making it seem as though she had already dismissed the responsibility being placed on her.
So when I'm supposed to start this diet?
Tonight.
Go away. Let me have my Coke.
This further frustrated viewers, many of whom felt Lisa had become comfortable in a cycle of dependence rather than working to break free from it. This is learned helplessness, and her grown children are victims of it. She's so manipulative, and she has everyone working for her. She's decided to be helpless. That sense of helplessness only appeared to grow stronger as the episode progressed. When time came for her trip to Houston, dozens of paramedics were needed to transport her, highlighting how little progress had been made since her initial appointment, which became immediately obvious when Dr. Now checked her weight and discovered that she was now at 704 pounds. But to help her lose weight, Dr. Now sent a nutritionist to evaluate her eating habits and monitor her progress more closely. However, what the nutritionist discovered was both disappointing and revealing, suggesting that Lisa still wasn't taking the necessary steps to follow the program.
There's pudding, and there's bread. I'm definitely not a white bread fan.
Neither am I. That's Herbert is the bread fan.
Time and time again, Lisa blamed Herbert, knowing full well that she was the one who sent Herbert to the store to buy all that junk food.
I also see a giant box of donuts. Who's eating that? I didn't
That's
see that.
Herbert breakfast. For me, as Danielle is about this diet, and that's nice. And now that Herbert's here to shop for me, I can have a little more say in what I get to eat.
However, while Lisa thought her lies were getting her through this difficult situation, they were only adding more proof of her laziness and her refusal to ever take charge.
And I know that Herbert is not eating that by himself.
Yes, he is, because I'm pickier of donuts.
Okay, Lisa?
Has nothing to do with me.
This is going in the garbage tonight.
As time went on, that attitude only seemed to worsen. The excuses remained, but the results did not. By the time of her next appointment, she was nowhere near the goal Dr. Now had set for her.
So you are 646 pounds. I gave you a simple goal to lose 30 pounds. Instead, you gained 30 pounds. If you stuck to the diet, you would have lost that in 2 weeks. So you're playing games and lying to me, saying you're not hungry, when you're clearly still overeating.
Even after everything that had happened, Lisa remained focused on what she believed others should be doing for her, rather than what she needed to do for herself.
So tell me, how you been getting along at home?
I've been sitting up on the side of the bed.
But you haven't been walking. How about your eating habits?
I'm trying to make changes. I couldn't afford to buy groceries.
Dr. Now was surprised at the excuse she made and asked her how she'd even gained so much if she could barely afford anything to eat, to which Lisa gave another vile excuse.
And stuff that I really need.
What did that have to do? What did that have to do with your eating habit?
Because I could only buy limited stuff on groceries. I need those other things.
Wait a minute. If you can buy limited stuff on grocery, you'll be able to lose more weight. You should have been able to lose 100 pounds.
This was the last straw for Dr. Now, who was shocked that Lisa would go this far in her delusions and confronted her about it all. But Lisa was not to be moved, and she continued to cry for help even after being provided help multiple times.
I need help. I get nothing. I get no help.
What do you mean no help? We have given you everything, Lisa. You're down here, we gave you all the help and the tool you need to lose weight. And you wasted half a year. This is unacceptable.
And if that's all this is, I'd rather you just send me back to my house and leave me alone, because this is not helping me. It's not helping me.
What kind of help you need?
I'm trying, but this is not helping me. I don't know what else to do with myself, so I eat. I can't help it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just rather you just send me back to Alabama and just leave it alone, because it's not working.
You're absolutely right about that. Because the help is with you, and we gave you all the tools you need to lose weight.
And it's still not helping me. I can't control myself. I don't know what to do anymore.
Stop talking like that.
And I feel like nobody else cares about me.
And for many viewers, that ultimately defined her entire journey. More than the weight itself, it was her refusal to take accountability that left the strongest impression. Children help, family help, doctors, specialists, government. No appreciation for people going above and beyond, doing some downright nasty things just for her. Her attitude is a downfall. Considering Lisa's attitude toward weight loss, her resistance to treatment, and the way she relied on those around her while actively rejecting opportunities to improve her situation, many viewers felt her episode perfectly illustrated how victim mentality can become one of the biggest obstacles to change. Because the same could be said for Jeannie Covey, whose victim mentality became one of the biggest reasons she struggled throughout her weight loss journey. While her food addiction was severe, what really stood out was her refusal to accept responsibility for the choices that kept her stuck. From the beginning, Jeannie seemed convinced that she was making progress even when the results showed otherwise. Whenever questions were raised about her weight gain or failure to follow the program, she appeared determined to explain away every setback, no matter how little sense the explanation made.
If I get hungry, I'll have like an orange.
Then after that,
That's it.
till you go to bed?
Yeah, usually.
Okay, that's a lot, but you're still leaving a lot out because that won't get you up to over 700 pounds. So you're already blaming your weight on other things, and now you're lying to me about how much you eat.
This attitude frustrated viewers, many of whom felt that Jeannie was more interested in defending herself than actually changing her situation. It's very hard to feel sorry for her. She was always delusional, and she refused to work even a little bit. Unfortunately, that pattern continued throughout her time in the program. At her next appointment, Jeannie once again offered another explanation for her lack of progress instead of taking accountability for it.
So all you needed to do was lose the remaining 50 pounds in 6 weeks on your own to get down to your overall goal I gave you. But instead, you gained back 29 pounds. Can you tell me what happened?
I mean, I had a day that I went over the 1,200 calories.
So one bad day and you gained 30 pounds?
Dr. Now tried to reason with her and encourage her to focus on making real changes, but Jeannie seemed unwilling to consider that her own decisions were the main obstacle standing in her way.
And until you're willing to be honest, not much will change. And you don't have time for this. And this is something that both of you need to understand, that this is your life and you're damaging your body by overeating and you're running out of time. And if you hadn't come to see me the first time and haven't had your infection treated, you'll be dead. The only way that you're gonna survive is if you start to take this seriously, but you're not. And you're not focused on doing this.
If I wasn't focused, I wouldn't have stopped smoking, and I wouldn't have stopped soda.
Okay, you're giving yourself a really good pass because...
No, I'm not giving myself a pass, but it means that I can do it.
Viewers noticed the same thing. She blamed everyone but herself for the state she was in. I feel no sympathy for her or her mother at all. They chose to live like that. As the conversation continued, Jeannie acted as if the universe was holding her back from achieving her goals, and Dr. Now wasn't understanding her struggles.
Not making any progress, and you think this is something that we should...
I didn't get fat overnight, and it's not gonna take a couple weeks or a month or whatever. Everybody's different, and I'm gonna do it.
Dr. Now made it clear that as long as she continued making excuses instead of confronting reality, nothing was going to change. And unfortunately, that's exactly what happened. Rather than making meaningful progress, Jeannie continued down the same path and ultimately failed to achieve the goals she had been given. She later became one of the several former participants who filed a lawsuit against the show's production company, alleging negligence and emotional distress, even after denying every meaningful help provided. But while Jeannie has no accountability whatsoever for her slip-ups, Joyce made sure she did it in a dramatic way. Featuring in Season 8, Episode 7, Joyce spent most of her time focused on her immediate comfort rather than the changes needed to improve her health.
I have to pay one of my friends to be my caregiver and help me do everything now.
Throughout her episode, Joyce consistently recognized the dangers of her lifestyle, yet continued making the same choices that kept her trapped.
That first bite is the best moment of my day. When I'm eating, I think nothing. That's what the best part of it is when I'm sitting there eating, I have no worries about anything. I'm just thinking about how good the food is.
Even her family warned her about the direction she was heading, but Joyce often responded with a dismissive attitude whenever her eating habits were brought up.
And I know when I do that, my mom's judging me when I eat a lot. But as much as it bothers me, there's part of me where I don't care. I almost kind of have the attitude of like, duh, I don't get this big eating small amounts, so why would you expect me to do so? So I just want to say, shut up and give me the food and then leave if you have a problem with it.
As a result, many viewers felt that one of her biggest obstacles wasn't her weight, but her refusal to take accountability. When Joyce finally entered Dr. Now's program, she initially appeared determined to change.
I know I'm close to a breaking point, and there's nothing I can do about it because I can't stop and I don't know how to change to get to where I won't end up eating to where it kills me. So it's inevitable at this point that I either find some sort of help or nothing else is going to happen but death.
After spending time in the hospital under strict supervision, she successfully lost a significant amount of weight and proved that progress was possible when she followed the program. But that momentum quickly disappeared once responsibility shifted back to her. Instead of focusing on the plan Dr. Now gave her, Joyce began offering increasingly strange explanations for why she wasn't making any progress.
I'm still struggling to get up and walk, so I'm not 100% sure why. I've done PT every time they come over, and I've completely stuck to the 1,200 calorie a day diet. The only thing I can figure is that maybe for my body, I can't lose weight on 1,200 calories.
That mindset only became more obvious during her follow-up appointments. After regaining a substantial amount of weight, Joyce immediately began acting like she was putting in the effort to lose weight, but it's the external things that were holding her back.
By now, you should have lost something, but that's clearly not the case because you look like you have gained.
No, that's not true. I have lost weight because I can feel it in a lot of ways. You know, my clothes fit better and it's easier for me to sit up than it was when I left the hospital. So I know I'm making progress, but I may not have lost the amount of weight that I should be losing. But that's because I think the diet is wrong and 1,200 calories is still too much for me.
Doctor Now repeatedly reminded her that if she wanted to succeed, she had to stop making excuses and start taking responsibility for her action.
So that doesn't show much progress either.
Well, I can walk, so there's that. I can walk further too.
How far you can walk?
I walk about 40 feet.
Well, PT doesn't agree with you about that. But if that's true, then what's the problem walking to a car to come here?
It's just too far still and too hard for me to do.
I want you to stop making excuses and come to the clinic in the next 48 hours if you want to keep doing the program, okay?
Okay.
You can get here without medical passport.
But the most infamous moment of her entire episode came after she gained another 60 pounds and was confronted about it. Instead of acknowledging the setback, Joyce immediately began explaining why none of it was her fault.
There's no way that's right because I'm working so hard. I know I lost weight, a lot of weight, so that's wrong. It has to be wrong. I just wish Dr. Now would believe me. I'm doing everything right, so the program and the diet has to be wrong.
When Dr. Now challenged those excuses, she continued deflecting responsibility and avoiding the issue.
You know, if you stop convincing yourself you can't get up and giving excuses not to do any activity, you would be able to get around easier. But this level of activity is still less than what you should be doing every day. But the bigger problem right now is that in the past 6 weeks, you put back on almost 60 pounds. You want to tell me why that is?
Well, I've been doing everything I'm supposed to. And then actually with the eating habits, I've been doing really, really well. So I don't know other than the fact that I'm putting on water with my lymphedema, like sitting here having it hang low and not have my legs up more frequently like I usually do.
Dr. Now also asked her why she was not doing what really needed to be done, but somehow, Joyce already had an excuse ready for all his questions.
But this level of activity is still less than what you should be doing every day. But the bigger problem right now is that in the past 6 weeks, you put back on almost 60 pounds. You want to tell me why that is?
Well, I've been doing everything I'm supposed to. And then actually with the eating habits, I've been doing really, really well. So I don't know other than the fact that I'm putting on water with my lymphedema, like sitting here having it hang low and not have my legs up more frequently.
Then, just as the conversation became more uncomfortable, Joyce suddenly started her class act of self-victimization.
Kind of water on a car right here because you're sitting up? That's not reality.
Honestly, I don't know what else I can tell you, but it's the truth.
You want to believe whatever you want, but that's not going to change the fact that you are killing yourself. And you're not going to live much longer like this.
I can't do this, and I don't think I'm going to be able to make it back in the taxi like I did. The car ride was too much for me, and I think I need to go to the hospital. I mean, I just don't. I don't have the ability to walk. Like, I'm very dizzy, and I think I'm having a heart attack.
You don't look like you are. Now you do.
For many people watching, it looked less like a genuine emergency and more like an attempt to escape accountability after being confronted about her lack of progress. Still, after being given yet another opportunity to continue the program, Joyce promised to take things seriously. But when her next weigh-in arrived, the same pattern repeated itself. Not only had she failed to lose weight, but she gained even more, leading to the viewers criticizing her for her lack of control. Joyce is a professional victim. If she actually did the work, got surgery, lost weight, and became more mobile, it would be much harder for people to feel sorry for her. Even then, Joyce continued offering excuses rather than accepting responsibility.
Hoping to see a big payoff with a lot of weight loss today. I'm hoping I might actually even hit the 150-pound goal Dr. Now gave me.
At that point, Dr. Now had finally had enough.
Now the scale is definitely messed up. So I'm really upset because once again, I'm figuring Dr. Now isn't gonna believe me when I tell him that the scale has to be wrong.
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Now.
How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. All right, Joyce. So we got your medical transport here because you're still not walking like you need and making progress with your activity. And on top of that, in the last 3 months, you gained another 12 pounds instead of losing any weight, much less the 150 pounds you should have. So things don't look good at all. And I'm not interested in any more excuses or games from you.
After months of excuses, resistance, and failed promises, Joyce was removed from the program. It was the constant pattern of blaming circumstances, rejecting accountability, and expecting sympathy while refusing to make meaningful changes that frustrated many viewers. Basically, she wants to achieve a miracle result without putting considerable amounts of effort, but as always, plans to run away and blame everyone and everything else except herself when she doesn't get the results she wants. Dr. Now was blunt with Joyce. His frustration reached a boiling point with LaShonta White, whose entire journey seemed built around excuses and avoiding accountability. From the start, LaShonta blamed her inability to function on pain and immobility, insisting that her circumstances were what kept her trapped. But Dr. Now immediately challenged that mindset, pointing out that her weight was causing many of those problems and that continuing to use pain as a reason not to act would only make things worse.
Well, what's been holding you for the past 2 years to make the changes? You know the answer is that you don't want to give up food.
You're right.
How are we going to correct that problem?
I'm gonna eat healthy.
Just like that, you're going to start now.
Yeah.
Well, you say that. But what I'm asking you is, if you haven't cared enough to do that before, what makes doing this now any different?
This my second chance.
Even after that promise, LaShonta continued portraying herself as someone who couldn't move forward because of everything happening around her. When she stopped attending appointments, she blamed it on her boyfriend leaving and claimed that she had no way to continue the program.
Because JT and me broke up. I know he'd been worried about me losing too much weight, but I thought I still had his support to do this. And he just said if I lost the weight, he wouldn't be attracted to me no more. And then he left me. So I don't know what to do right now.
Dr. Now wasn't convinced. Rather than accepting her explanation, he told her what nobody else seemed willing to say. She was making excuses instead of finding solutions. Even when LaShonta pleaded for another chance, Dr. Now made it clear that sympathy alone wasn't going to change her situation.
You have to do your part and stop making excuses. You haven't done the diet and what you need, and you miss your appointment. And if you want me to believe that you really mean it, when you say you want to do this, then you have to do better.
I know I got to do better, so I'ma come down for the visit.
Okay, then I'm gonna give you 1 more month.
And when she finally returned to the clinic, the results spoke for themselves. She was still bedridden, still struggling with her diet, and still far from the goals she'd been given. But now her claim suggested that she suddenly became a victim of overfeeding.
What is your ability to stand up?
I've been trying, but it's been kind of slim.
Well, if you still can't get up and your boyfriend is gone, who's bringing you food?
The man across the street, my neighbor.
He's trying to kill you or what?
And he always calling me. LaShonta, you want me to go to the store for you?
LaShonta, don't waste your breath with some game where you pretend your neighbor is forcing you to eat. You find another person to manipulate into enabling you. So you're the one doing it.
At that point, Dr. Now openly questioned why he should keep believing promises that were never followed by action.
Seen you and you haven't made any effort to lose any weight.
Playtime over.
You said that last time, and you keep saying that, what you gained. So this is all just a game to you, when you try to manipulate everyone to do what you want. And you think that includes me, and it doesn't. You have to prove to me what you're saying. So why should I believe it's going to be any different with you this time?
But instead of taking ownership for her failures, LaShonta responded with even more explanations for why things weren't working.
And I can't go back to what I've been doing.
Well, you could have changed your life when you were in Louisiana. If you know you can't continue doing this, then what stopped you from doing it last time? What was the holdup?
Going through all those trials and tribulations, trying to find a house, trying to get out here, getting disgusted.
This continued even when Dr. Now reprimanded her for not speaking convincingly.
These are just more excuses because you'd rather blame everything else for your situation and act like you have no control. But you're gonna have to do your part. You know, this is the same pathological situation. And if you don't start to do what you need now, you're not going to be alive much longer. No matter what we do, if nothing's going to change.
I'm going to do it this time, I promise.
Well, you told me that several times.
Well, no, I'm serious, Doctor. No, I'm serious.
Stop telling me and start showing me.
What made LaShonta's story so frustrating was that she kept asking for opportunities that she wasn't willing to fully commit to. Despite being given multiple chances and every resource she needed, she made very little progress and once again appeared before Dr. Now, asking for another opportunity.
Your choice is to kill yourself with food.
Give me one more chance.
No, we gave you all the chance you need. There's nothing we can do.
You could give me one more chance, Doctor.
Well, you have to give yourself the chance, not
I am
me.
going to give myself a chance, but I want you to give me 1 month.
No, LaShanta, you're not going to give you a chance. You're going to kill yourself with the food. One of these days, I'm going to get called that they find you dead, or you had a chest pain, a heart attack, your body gave out. No, you're not going to lose it.
Yes, I am. I'm going to show you. Give me 1 more month. Don't shut the door on me right now.
I'm not shutting it. You are.
I'm going to lose the weight. Give me one more month.
No. I don't believe a word you say because you keep lying and keep lying to yourself. And there's nothing more I can do for you.
I can't go home like this. I can't go home.
Even worse, she started acting all victimized, as if it was unfair not to give her one more chance after wasting almost a year.
Like it's over? No, I can't do this. You gotta give me 1 month. You gotta give me 1 month to lose the weight. I can't go home and tell my children that it's over. I can't go home and tell my mama that it's over. I can't. You gotta give me 1 more month. I'm asking you. Give me 1 more month.
You've had 9 already.
I don't want to be kicked out the program.
You never started the program. To do the program, you have to follow the diet. You haven't done that, so what program have you been participating in? Because it's not this one.
And during her final clinic visit, the gap between what LaShanta claimed and what the scale showed had become impossible to ignore. Despite insisting she was following the program, her condition had continued to worsen.
I don't believe you. I believe the scale. But we're going to do some tests and make sure that there is nothing wrong with you that is life-threatening to you. And if all those tests are negative, we're going to send you home. And then don't call me again unless you hit your goal. But so far...
No, I'm not going home. I'm staying here.
That choice isn't up to you. Changing your eating habit is, but not that one. So you take care of LaShanta and good luck.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you when I come back here. I'm serious. I'm gonna show you. And when I lose it, I'm gonna tell you.
You can say all you
Dr.
want.
Now, remember you said I wasn't gonna lose that weight? I lost that weight. Watch.
All right.
I'm gonna show you.
Well, you're more than welcome to. Take care. I am obviously extremely disappointed in LaShanta and her choices.
Doctor now completely shut down the excuses and made it clear that she had run out of chances. For many viewers, that was the most infuriating part of her story. Every setback became somebody else's fault. Every failure came with another explanation, and every opportunity was met with another request for more time. I cannot blame Dr. Now for kicking her out of the program. She kept lying and stuff. She needs to quit lying and making up excuses for herself. I'm literally sick and tired of people like herself thinking that their lies are going to do anything for them. Unlike Tammy Lynn, whose biggest obstacle turned out to be someone much closer to her. By the time she entered Dr. Now's program, Tammy had reached the point where even basic daily activities had become a struggle. Years of emotional eating and food addiction had played a major role in her condition, but when Dr. Now asked about the situation at home, Tammy pointed to the unhealthy dynamic that she had with her husband, James.
Do you get the food for yourself, or is he bringing you and insisting that you eat all that unhealthy food, or are you asking for it?
He never tells me no. I don't think he wants to argue with me.
If I do say no, she gets angry.
James quickly defended himself and offered his own explanation for why things had reached that point.
Instead of arguing with her and fighting with her.
You take the easy way out.
Yeah, yes, I have.
So you control the situation, right?
Yeah.
After listening to both sides, Dr. Now identified a major problem. Instead of helping Tammy confront her unhealthy habits, James had become part of a dynamic that enabled them, while Tammy had learned how to use that dynamic to get what she wanted.
You get everybody to agree with you, and then you are the victim. So this is a situation that we have to address, and we're gonna have to change all that dynamic. So that means, Tammy, you stop manipulating everyone.
But things changed once they returned home, and Tammy began taking the program more seriously, unlike the members of her family.
Because I'm not getting the support I thought I would. James has been acting differently ever since we got back from Houston. He's been growing distant from me, and his patience with Zachary has been growing thin. Also,
My family is not changing their diet for me. It used to be where we pretty much ate the same thing at night for dinner, but now
I'm having to make meals for them and a completely different one for me. And it's hard.
As she started trying to improve her life, the distance between her and James became more obvious. Tammy grew increasingly worried about their future, while James seemed far less concerned about addressing the issues in the relationship.
I figured I'd have more support.
But James keeps disappearing more and more.
And it's really getting to the point it really bothers me. Because when I have a bad day, I have nobody to talk to about it, because he's gone.
So I don't feel like he's there for me.
Whenever Tammy tried to explain how his behavior was affecting her progress, James rarely acknowledged her concerns. Instead, he redirected the conversation toward everything he had done for her over the years.
Don't come in and say, hey, how's your diet going? And once in a great while, you've asked me, you know? And I don't have somebody sitting there asking me every day, how are you doing? How'd you do today on your diet?
Damn it, Tammy.
Usually
you act like I don't do. I have been there for you. Who else has been there for you? Nobody.
I know.
For the last 7 years, who is the one that's been there for you? Me.
And when Tammy attempted to communicate what she needed from him moving forward, the discussion once again became centered around James and the sacrifices he believed he had made.
I mean, I may not be here all the time, 100%, but I have been your backbone for the last 7 damn years.
And I just need you around a little more. I need you to just be a little more supportive. Yeah, you take me to the store and, you know, but I need you to be emotionally supportive on a lot of things. I understand that you have your life and you're busy and you're out doing your thing and everything, and that's fine. You know, you have your life and you're allowed to have your life. Just try to find a little time for me here and there.
I haven't been. Where would you be right now if you weren't here? You tell me that. You would be out on the street, under a bridge, or you would be homeless if it wasn't for you being here.
Unfortunately, the tension only continued to grow as Tammy pushed herself to stay focused on her goals.
And he's given me no explanation or anything, except he's just on. And I have no idea what I'm gonna do. And now that I'm completely on my own, there's no way I can move to Houston.
Viewers became increasingly frustrated with James because whenever his behavior was questioned, he often seemed to portray himself as the one being treated unfairly rather than addressing the concerns being raised. One viewer commented, "Sometimes I wonder if women accept the philandering enablers back because they think they owe these men something, because they looked after them and took their verbal and emotional abuse, when actually it seems like they were satisfying their own need to be subservient to morbidly obese, emotionally damaged women with personality disorders." And while James infuriated the viewers with his behavior, Maya Radanovic took it to a whole new level with her crybaby personality and refusal to change herself. Maya Radanovic appeared in Season 7, Episode 8 of My 600-Pound Life as a patient who weighed around 689 pounds at the start of her journey. For most of her life, she depended on her boyfriend Christian to help her move around and get through the day. Despite the help, her whole story was really about denial and refusal to take accountability. This victim mindset was very well displayed during an appointment with Dr. Now, where she did not lose any weight, and when she was asked for the reason, instead of looking at her own habits, without even thinking, she blamed Christian.
Fighting a lot and getting down here, driving, was just really stressful, but I've been trying to eat as healthy as I can.
Well, I understand things are hard, but if you use that as an excuse to overeat...
But the truth was, Christian began to get tired of her excuses and did not seem very interested in helping her anymore. He also refused to answer Dr. Now when he was asked how he was supporting Maya's weight loss, even telling her mother that Maya needed to help herself.
Are you there for her, Christian?
He's here.
I'd rather hear from him. You don't want to answer my question, huh? All right, it looked like you both have a lot to figure out.
I'll answer questions on another day, but I just
No.
I have the right to know.
No, you do not have the right when it comes to my life. Mom, Christian's everything up at the doctor's office. I don't know what to do. He's with my life. Yes, Mom, he's... Yes, here, my mom wants to talk to you.
I don't want to talk to you.
Talk to my mom, Christian, please.
No.
Mom, put it on, it's on speakerphone. Do not hang up on my mom.
I don't see why we're having issues now. I know you've gone way above and beyond. And I know living with Maya, I'm sure it's not easy. But if you could just cooperate a little bit longer, I don't see how it's going to hurt you, and it will benefit her. And as a person, wouldn't you help somebody on the street?
Nope. Nobody helped me when I was on the street. You gotta do it on your own.
I understand if you don't want to continue with the relationship, but if you could just get her through until she has her surgery date.
No. This is quite nice.
It's your fault. You've done this, Christian. Nobody else.
Maya, you need to be quiet.
All of this took a turn for the worse when Maya got emotional and began blaming Christian for everything, which resulted in a huge argument, forcing Christian to storm not only out of Dr. Now's clinic, but also out of Maya's life permanently.
And now I have a whole nother month of I have to do.
This is your fault.
Oh, you haven't lost that much. Yeah.
Because of the stress of you treating me like this.
I'm about to melt down.
Doctor Now asked you a simple question.
I've answered questions in the past. I can take a day off.
I hate you. I hate you for doing this to me, Christian. Why can't you just answer the questions?
Oh, you're costing me my weight loss surgery and you're ruining everything!
That just said he was leaving, and his mom got him a bus ticket back, and he's leaving tomorrow morning. So I just want to see him and talk to him.
The time came when she actually lost enough weight to get approved for weight loss surgery, but after Christian dumped her, she felt so betrayed that she went back to her old eating habits, undoing her entire progress. This one wrong decision cost her weight loss surgery, and she was so deep down in denial that even after Christian was gone, she still blamed him for her weight gain.
Christian isn't here. Does that have something to do with all this?
Yes, he decided to leave me.
I'm very sorry to hear that. So you by yourself in Houston?
Yeah.
Well, I know this must be hard for you. So how are you doing now?
Not very well.
Okay. So I take it you're still using food to go.
I wanted to feel better, so I went to sushi, and I went to pizza, and I went to pasta.
So did food fix your situation?
So, Maya, what'd you feel like in the instant when Christian made the decision to leave you?
I felt annihilated and crushed that somebody I love would abandon me like that. And it did lead me to be depressed, and I did feed my depression with food. And then when I had a doctor's appointment, I gained weight.
So, Maya, it sounds like I'm hearing you say that following Christian's exit, you mindfully and willfully decided that you would engage in a binge.
For her, she was never wrong. It was always somebody else's fault, and viewers couldn't stop noticing that every time something went wrong, she pointed at someone else. One person wrote, "Most of all, Maya needs to grow up because she's a grown-up and stop blaming Christian or whomever for her issues. She doesn't just blame them a little. She's smothering him with blame, accusations, pressure, and it's ridiculous." However, her lies didn't stop there. She took a step further, and in March 2021, Maya sued TLC and Megalo Media, the producers of the show, for not giving patients proper mental health care, even though they knew patients were at risk for depression, not paying for her health care, and outright lying. Maya's favorite target was her boyfriend, but Margaret Johnson took things to a family level, clinging to her mother like a toddler. She was featured on season 10, episode 10 of My 600-Pound Life, and was infamous for being a mama's girl despite being 35 years old. She was a completely bedridden patient who could not take care of basic tasks and needed her mother Millie to do almost everything for her. At the start of her journey, she weighed over 750 pounds, and even Dr. Now was shocked by her condition.
She is 35 years old, and she managed to become 750 pounds. She is only 5 foot 4 inches tall. Her BMI is 129, which is one of the highest BMI I have ever seen.
Before even things got serious with weight loss, Dr. Now sent Dr. Paradise, a therapist, to support and tell Margaret and Millie to stop treating her like a baby. Margaret started wailing and reached for her mother like a small child having a meltdown, and kicked Dr. Paradise out of the house without even listening to him.
And I know you've been doing it forever, but I'm gonna push you guys to be a little bit more independent.
Right.
And
how do you do that?
You practice. I want you guys to practice more and more times of independence for her. And you get to step back and you get to attend to your job and your relationships, and you're always going to be there for her. But you're going to be there for her in a way that's healthy and appropriate for a 35-year-old woman.
So more or less you're saying that I don't need her?
No, Margaret, he's not saying that you don't need her.
He's saying, more or less saying that my comfort zone is gone.
Margaret, you will all...
I need to let go of my comfort zone.
He's not saying you need to let go of me.
Let's take the food from her, so that's a comfort zone gone. Okay, now let's take the mother away from her. That's another comfort zone gone. Maybe we'll just keep breaking her and breaking her and breaking her.
Margaret, your mother can be very present.
I'm done.
Give me a team. I'm always gonna love you. Give me a team.
See the resistance?
Just get out of my house. Just go. Just go. Get out of my house. I'm done.
He's not saying, Margaret, I have to abandon you.
This pattern repeated when physical therapists visited her house to help her become more mobile. She got into an argument with them, and her behavior made it nearly impossible for them to do their job.
Dr. Now, he needs you to get up because of the blood clot and everything else. You already have a history of DVT.
Yeah, I know, but they keep pushing on you and they keep pushing on me. I'm sick of it.
We're not filming today. I told you I'd reschedule.
Just leave me alone, Mom.
No, I'm not.
But usually I don't have the swollen leg. and so I just didn't really want to do nothing today.
I did call and try to get her on the schedule for next week, and it's just been tough. I mean, it's been tough. I can't tell you how many times a week she tells me she quits.
Instead of accepting the help she was offered, she threw tantrums, refused to work with the professionals, and acted like a toddler. Her relationship with Millie suffered the worst of this behavior. She would hurl insults at her mother, lash out with cruel words, and hold Millie responsible for everything that went wrong.
I'm coming, Mama.
No, I don't have a lot of time, Margaret. Come on.
I'm done.
I just want you to walk one more time and then back.
I'm done. This is where you get me right now.
Get over this. I feel sorry for Margaret.
Mama, shut the hell
I'm
up.
not. It is very important that he sees your movie.
Millie, meanwhile, had successfully lost weight through gastric bypass surgery and knew exactly what it took to change. Yet rather than following her mother's lead or learning from her example, she would yell at Millie every time she tried to help.
I know it's right.
Yeah, you don't know nothing. I'm coming, Mama.
No, I don't have a lot of time, Margaret.
Viewers noticed that Millie would say mean things to Margaret when she thought the cameras were off. Millie felt guilty about the past, so she tried to make up for it by letting Margaret eat whatever she wanted. Congrats, Mom, you have a 600-pound baby. You get to change her diapers, bathe, and feed her, and teach her how to walk. This refusal to take responsibility extended far beyond her home life. When it came to her medical treatment, Margaret behaved the exact same way. She missed her scheduled appointments with Dr. Now, and when confronted, she casually shifted the blame to her mother's unavailability or to her leg being in so much pain.
Is that why you're not making anything to see me today? Because last I talked to you, you said you're going to be able to come to your office, and apparently that's not happening. So give me some idea what's going on with you.
Mom had to work today, and so I had no way of coming. I'm in pain, but I'm willing to deal with that to see you.
Your mom had to work today?
But Dr. Now set up a video call to see me anyways. And I'm worried that he's going to say I'm not taking it seriously. But I really am. If it wasn't for my leg hurting so much, then I'd be doing even more. It's just really that my mama's got to work.
The most frustrating thing about Margaret was that she wanted to be the victim so badly that she got in her own way. She acted like the world owed her everything without her having to work for it. One viewer summed it up perfectly in their rant by posting, "Everything I hate about the poor me type of person, and every single thing that other people assume is true about fat people, is the human known as Margaret. She won't take responsibility for anything. She wants to be the victim so much that she tried to kick Dr. Paradise out without even listening to what he had to say, and twisting his words around, lied about how much and what she ate, blamed everyone around her for the way she was and why she wouldn't change." While Margaret's tantrums were worse, Marla McCants managed to be even more insufferable by refusing to stand after life-saving surgery. She started her journey on My 600-Pound Life as a bedridden patient weighing around 800 pounds, completely dependent on her daughter Sierra for everything, all while complaining about her own life to paint herself as helpless.
I can't walk. I'm trapped. My weight has condemned me to this bed. I can't do anything. I can't even bathe myself.
She hated depending on others and described herself as an emotional train wreck, even emailed famous people like Wendy Williams, Dr. Phil, and Oprah to ask for help. Yet she still acted as if she was just waiting for someone else to save her. That victim mindset was there right from the start. And that mindset followed her all the way to Houston, where a life-threatening event would put her claims of helplessness to the test. A blood clot in Marla's leg dislodged while she was traveling to Houston. After migrating to her lungs, it nearly killed her. Later, after undergoing life-saving surgery, the only thing people remember most from her episode is Marla refusing to stand up and telling the medical staff to come back later.
Are you ready for us? No.
Is that a yes or no? Not yet. Not yet. Y'all can come back. They need to understand that it has to happen in my own time.
Even her daughter, who left everything and came to Houston to help her in her weight loss journey, was frustrated and called her out.
I just started noticing today that my mom is really not trying her hardest. It's really frustrating for me to watch her being like this.
Even with all the help and dozens of people trying to get her to stand, she didn't show even a tiny bit of motivation. In fact, when Dr. Now himself confronted her and pushed her to stand up, she flat out refused to get out of bed by making excuses that her leg was hurting and began showing attitude.
Marla, can you sit up? You have to make progress, and there's absolutely no reason for you not to be able to walk. So you can get up and walk or go home.
No, I will not, Dr. No.
Huh?
No.
Why not?
I don't feel good.
Why are you not feeling good?
My legs hurt.
Where in your leg hurt?
You don't understand, and I don't want to argue.
Yeah, I heard a lot of things, but not this kind of excuse. We're trying to help you, and you're gonna respond to it, okay? So this is last time I'm telling you. Why are you giving us attitude? We're trying here to help you. Get up and get on there and do what you need to do to walk.
Ma, you gonna play something? Ma, come on. All you gotta do is stand up. Don't touch me. You said they said don't touch. Don't touch you for what, Mama? Don't touch me.
Marla, you just playing a game with us.
I'm glad you think I'm playing a game.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Marla is throwing a tantrum right now. Bad behavior need to have repercussion. At this point, there is no reason for Marla to be here any longer.
Her unwillingness to actively choose to change made a lot of viewers very frustrated, but when the camera stopped rolling, she had a different story to tell, one that placed the blame entirely on the show itself. After leaving the show, she accused the producers of lying and staging scenes to make her look bad on camera, claiming they manipulated the narrative to be more entertaining and more damaging to her. Although Marla lost a huge amount of weight and turned her life around, a lot of viewers find it hard to root for her because of her insufferable attitude, and one viewer summed it up perfectly by commenting, "She is insufferable due to her total lack of appreciation and attempts to smear the show, and by proxy, Dr. Now himself. She's taken every opportunity to speak out about how bad it was and how badly she was treated, to the point that I can't root for her in any sense." However, while Marla eventually lost weight, Shauna Collins lost only one thing, her diet plans, and she acted like the universe was out to get her. Shauna first appeared in Season 8, Episode 9 of My 600-Pound Life as one of the youngest patients on the show. She weighed around 659 pounds and quickly became known for her lack of effort and endless excuses. During an appointment with Dr. Now, she was given a clear goal for weight loss surgery. She nodded along, but instead of committing, she acted confused and helpless.
Almost twice that if you stick to the diet like you should. If you do that, then we'll consider you for weight loss surgery. But for that, you have to move down to Houston.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And you need someone here with you to support you and help.
This confusion was amplified when she lost her diet plans.
And I'm gonna be like, no. I mean, he's gonna be like, why? And I'm gonna be like, because I was so scared and nervous to call you. I thought you would just keep me on the program altogether.
Or you could just tell him you forgot about him in a rental car.
And he's gonna be like, so it took you almost a whole month to realize that? I'm gonna be like, turtle mode activated.
You didn't call us to get another copy?
I was scared you would get mad at me if I called back and said I lost them.
Why should we get mad at you because you lost something?
I don't know, I just thought you'd get mad.
Well, if you didn't have the diet, then you didn't know what to do. So I'm guessing you wasted 2 months of time. You could have been making progress. Is that the case?
I don't think so. I've still been trying.
You know, you come and see us to get help. We give you the first step of that help, and you not only don't seem to care enough to keep track of it, but you don't try to get another one from us. So you don't seem very motivated to do this. So tell me, what is your plan? What is your idea?
Instead of calling Dr. Now immediately for another copy, she waited for 2 entire months and treated Dr. Now's rules like something that happened to her, not something she chose to ignore. Her victim performance became even clearer when she made the exact same mistake just days later, after receiving a second copy.
But I tried to do what they said. But after a few days, I lost them again. I tried to reprint them, but I couldn't find the email. And I don't know what happened.
Even Dr. Now was left shocked and frustrated, not because she failed, but because she did nothing, and that acted like time had simply slipped away from her.
No, I wouldn't get mad at you then, but I get mad at you now for doing nothing and wasting all that time.
Yeah.
And you haven't lost any weight. So what's the point of coming here from Kansas City to Houston and going back and coming back and not losing weight in all that time? So what is with that?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
After committing such big blunders in her weight loss journey, one might think she would get serious about her situation and would finally take control of everything. But that would require accountability, and Shauna had none. She kept playing the victim, as if the universe kept hiding her papers on purpose. Shauna blamed everyone and everything except herself. When things went wrong, she always had someone or something else to point at. She blamed the therapy instead of her own eating, as she claimed that talking about her childhood traumas was too big to handle, and that the therapy ruined the entire journey for her.
Like you said I should. But I don't think I'm making much progress with it like he wants. Because I feel like I'm struggling even more right now. Because when things come in my mind that I don't want in my mind, then I try to use something that's not food to deal with it.
Afterwards, it's like it's worse. And the cravings are stronger. Kind of like my cravings punish me for trying that. So like I start to think about things my dad has said to me. I'll try to go for a walk to forget. But then after that, all I really want to do is eat as much as I can. And the snack station here at the hotel lets you get things and charge them to the room. So that place has become my biggest temptation. I think the therapy messed me up some. And now I'm so scared I'm gonna fail and mess this up.
Eventually, even those closest to her ran out of patience. Tired of her lack of progress, her mom cut off funding and stopped paying her caretaker, Derekus. After being sent away from her mother's house, Shauna lived alone in a hotel room, eating whatever she wanted and hardly ever leaving. It was her choice to isolate herself and binge eat rather than work on her problems. But when Dr. Now asked her what was wrong, instead of telling the truth, she claimed Derekus had abandoned her.
So, what happened to Derekus?
He abandoned me. He's left. It was just one thing after another.
Shauna had an excuse for everything, and what was truly shocking was that she once again lost her diet plans, and just like every time, she sounded less like someone who made a mistake and more like someone whose life was constantly betraying her.
It's time for me to go back to Dr. Now to see how I did with my weight loss. I'm hoping I at least did as well as last time. I was really proud of myself for losing that much, even though I know Dr. Now wanted me to lose more. But it's been harder this time with the therapy stuff, and I lost the diet again. So I'm doing it all off memory for the past few weeks.
By the end of her episode, she couldn't stick to Dr. Now's strict plan and didn't qualify for gastric bypass surgery. Instead, she ended up gaining 2 pounds more than what she walked in with, pushing her weight to around 661 pounds. Viewers were irritated by her complete lack of accountability. Shauna's journey was a masterclass in excuses. How do you lose a diet plan 4 times in a row? Dr. Now's patience was definitely tested on this one. If Shauna's excuse was helplessness, Angela Gutierrez was sheer delusion. She blamed lymphedema and a lack of support while secretly eating pizza. Angela appeared on season 7, episode 15 of My 600-Pound Life, and from the very beginning, Angela painted herself as a helpless case, bedridden, needing oxygen just to breathe, and weighing around 680 pounds. What sets Angela apart from other patients is that she's already tried to get help before coming on the show, but instead of owning up to her own actions, she blamed life circumstances for why her previous weight loss surgery did not lead to long-term success.
It has worked and you haven't changed your eating habit. So we have a really bad situation with you, because the real answer to my question, why you're over 600, is that you've been hoping for some sort of magic solution. Why you keep doing whatever you want. And having failed weight loss surgery once already is a sign that you're likely going to continue that behavior. So tell me what's going to be different this time.
When I got that surgery, I had so many life changes happen. My husband leave me. I lost all that weight, and all of a sudden people paying attention to me. I was running a business. In 1 year, I was bombarded. And basically, I didn't have no control.
This is just more excuses.
And the reason, according to her, was not her own choices, but she simply couldn't follow the rules, and the world kept pushing her back to old habits. After her weight loss surgery, she stopped following all the rules and turned to alcohol instead. She got a habit of abandoning her kids with different babysitters, but she never saw it as her own fault.
It was more or less going out every night. I started putting on weight slowly. That's when I was waking up hungover, waking up late. But to me, I didn't have a problem.
Then one weekend, she got so drunk that she forgot to pay the babysitter, even when asked. Yet Angela acted like it was no big deal, as if the system was out to get her. That one careless mistake cost her custody of her kids, but she told herself she was the real victim.
That night, and the next morning, somebody's blowing up my phone saying the babysitter, what's his name, had left and my kids were alone. And somebody called the cops. The cops called my mom. And then mom took the kids to her house. The next day, they were like, you've got child endangerment charges against you.
Even though she had child endangerment charges against her, she took control of another child anyway, as if she had no choice.
My cousin's daughter, which her name's Lacey, she's 11. She lives with us. I took Lacey because her mom and dad are making some bad decisions right now in life, so it's best that she stays with me.
She had the nerve to call out that child's parents for their bad decisions, all while acting her own life had simply been unfair to her. But this wasn't her only delusion. When Angela arrived at Dr. Now's clinic, he asked her why this attempt would be different from the last one. He himself was surprised by the answer because it made no sense, as Angela had excuses to give, but no real answer.
I had so many life changes happen. My husband leave me. I lost all that weight, and all of a sudden people paying attention to me. I was running a business. In 1 year, I was bombarded.
And basically, I didn't have no control.
This is just more excuses because you're saying you went back to overeating because life got hard and stressful. That's never gonna change.
Angela blamed many things for her weight, including a medical condition called lymphedema that causes swelling from fluid buildup. She acted like that condition was the reason she weighed so much.
Tell me what's going on with your eating habits.
Just eating. I eat and basically, I think feeling sorry for myself because I can't move around. I use the lymphedema as an excuse on my leg. So when I started not moving around, I just eat. And I eat the wrong stuff and I eat a lot of it.
So none of that make any sense. And, for your height, 608 is a very dangerous weight.
Yes.
And you already had the weight loss surgery and nothing has worked and you haven't changed your eating habit.
Instead of admitting she had a problem with food, she pointed at a medical condition, the classic victim mentality. Still, Dr. Now agreed to give her another surgery, but only if she followed his program. At first, Angela agreed to all the rules, but pretty soon she started missing appointments and ignoring medical opinions as if she knew what was better for her than the experts.
Understand why I have to live there to just diet. I can definitely tell that I'm losing weight. That's why I don't quit the diet part, but I did that here without Dr. Now. That's how I look at it, and that's how everybody in my family is in my ear. How did he help you lose that weight? There's no reason why I can't keep doing it on my own in Ohio. I possibly will talk to him and ask him, why can I not lose weight here?
This frustrated viewers so much that one of them expressed she was the worst. She was delusional and she was completely self-centered. She forced everyone to do things for her and then complained how she does everything for everyone else. After missing her second-month appointment with Dr. Now, she claimed that she was reconsidering her options since there was no support from her family and she lost her motivation.
So many states away. I feel like I've lost most of my motivation. 3 months ago, I was very excited. I probably would have stayed in Texas. When I seen Dr. Now, I would have stayed probably. Now I'm the opposite. Main reason is family. Nobody's supporting me. Nobody's wanting me to do this. No, not even my daughter. You need to go to Texas. I told him everybody else was against it.
Well, he doesn't see your progress every day.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I'm going to talk to Dr. Now tomorrow. I'm going to tell him without family, I don't do good.
Exactly. Show him, how well you're doing. And then tell him what you're doing. See if he wants you to make any changes.
Months later, with absolutely no communication with Dr. Now or his hospital, she contacted him with outrageous claims and seemed to believe that he would take her word as truth.
You just take your word for that?
Yes, sir.
So you've been able to go somewhere to weigh yourself? How do you know what your weight is?
As expected, her claims didn't add up, and the numbers were wrong.
Not that I know what my weight is, but I can now fit in my van. I now don't sit in my bed. I now go walk, and I don't sit in my house. We go out and leave the house every day, and I wasn't able to do that. Now I can.
So you're guessing you lost 70 pounds?
Her proof wasn't even a number that she measured on the scale. Instead, it was a feeling that she could now fit in her van. The shocking part about her claim was that she expected Dr. Now to believe her, since in her mind, her feelings were facts, and everyone else was being unfair. But Angela wasn't done. In a subsequent call, her imaginary weight loss had inexplicably skyrocketed.
So when I come in a week and you see that I have lost 120 pounds, then you'll see that I am serious and I have been serious. I am not like others. I'm not coming because I'm not losing weight. So I hope that you see I'm not lying when I get there.
Now you're claiming you lost 120 pounds since I saw you. Last month it was 70 pounds. So you're saying you lost another 50 pounds since then?
Yes, sir.
Then how come you don't look like it and you're still on oxygen?
I don't know, sir, but I have been following my diet and I'm doing great.
Angela, you're more delusional than I thought.
Angela made the final decision not to move forward with Dr. Now's program because in her mind, she was losing weight on her own, and that shifted the blame away from her own lack of commitment.
So I want him to see that I've not been in Ohio hiding from him, but part of me feels like it's kind of a waste going down there because I'm still dieting, I'm still losing weight, I'm still looking at what I eat. So I don't know if I should go. I'm really 50-50.
viewers, this made no sense. The whole point of the show was to get help from Dr. Now and his team, but Angela acted as if leaving to do it all alone was somehow protecting herself, throwing away her only real chance and then wondering why nothing worked. This made one viewer comment, "She's the one who wanted to do the weight loss from home without having to move to Houston. It didn't work out if I remember." Sadly, Angela Gutierrez passed away on March 21st, 2023 at the age of 49 years old, a direct and ultimate consequence of her victim mindset, proving that she was not successful at all. But if Angela thought she knew better than doctors, Pauline Potter called Dr. Now's program bullshit. When she first met Dr. Now, she weighed around 673 pounds and was struggling with her eating habits, but in her mind, the struggle wasn't her fault. It was just how her body worked. Since she kept on failing to stick to the diet and gaining weight, Dr. Now decided to hospitalize her and place her under strict supervision. Despite being one of the heaviest patients on the show, she kept on insisting that she could do it on her own, even though she failed to stick to the diet plan over and over. She also completely ignored the fact that the only reason she had been admitted was that she had already failed to lose weight on her own and had gained nearly 700 pounds.
I don't think I really needed to be in the hospital to do this. I know that I can do this on my own, and there are times I feel like I'm being pushed a little too hard. I am just ready to be home.
This wasn't just stubbornness, it was brainless defiance. Her condition was critical, but she acted as if she knew better than Dr. Now, and as if he was the one who didn't understand her. Eventually, Pauline followed some of the rules and was approved for weight loss surgery. But this newfound success was short-lived. She kept ignoring Dr. Now's directions and refused to walk, even though her life was in danger. She acted as if walking was something being done to her, not something she needed to do for herself.
She only has gotten up to walk once. So she's prone to develop blood clot, which can migrate to the lung, and that can be a fatal condition. So I have to put a filter in the leg to prevent this.
When she was finally discharged, she went right back to her old eating habits and began skipping physical therapy and has not been walking. She had all the help in the world, but in her story, she was still the helpless one. Finally, during her scheduled appointment with Dr. Now, he confronted her about skipping appointments, and just like every time, all Pauline came up with were more excuses and lies, because admitting fault would mean admitting she wasn't a victim.
They haven't called me yet.
Well, I got the message they called and you were not ready for them.
They never called.
Let me check on the physical therapy setup.
But this time, she got caught in her own lies when Dr. Now called the physical therapy office on the spot to check.
She said that nobody called her.
We did, sir. We called her 3 times, and she said she didn't need us, and she had someone else helping her. She turned us away each time we called.
Okay. I want you to call her back again and set it up this time. Make sure that she's not going to refuse it, okay? Pauline is lying to me. She wants a magic pill to solve her problem without her doing any work. Pauline, I got the message from physical therapy. They said that they called you and you told them you have somebody else coming in, that you don't need them.
That was them? I thought it was about something else.
No, they specifically told you that they were going to do physical therapy.
They did not say the words physical therapy, because after you told me that, I've been waiting for their call.
You always have certain excuses,
Because
but
it's
none
true,
of them
it's
make
not
any
an
sense.
excuse. I'm not trying to skip the program.
Still, she continued with her excuses and played dumb, as if the truth had somehow betrayed her. And when Dr. Now confronted her about not putting in any effort, she cursed the program itself.
You can get it from the
Because my wheelchair is...
Leave this monster in the waiting room.
What's the matter?
The way that you're sitting here after surgery and you want to roll with this thing instead of walking.
The only reason I have this chair is because I can't walk that far without getting dizzy.
Pauline is fully capable of walking, but she just doesn't want to do it. Pauline, do you realize the only weight you have lost is been when we put you in the hospital? You should have lost 30 pounds since last time I saw you. You're not losing any meaningful weight, but this is not working for you.
This is bull.
From a woman who thought she knew better, we now turn to a man whose story is a tragedy of missed opportunities. When James King first started, he weighed around 750 pounds and was completely bedridden. His body was deteriorating and had severe leg swelling and cellulitis because his circulation was so bad from all the weight. Without wasting any time, Dr. Now had to place him on a strict 1,200 calorie diet before it was too late, hoping to get things moving in the right direction as soon as possible. But from the very beginning, James acted as if the diet were an impossible request rather than a medical necessity. At some point, he actually claimed he just had to eat something, as if his body was forcing him, not his own choices.
I just talked to you for the first time, I think, 4 months ago.
4 months is enough to lose 100 pounds. To get under 600 pounds.
Really?
Yes. You know, there's not much we can do for you. No medically, no surgically. You need to change, and she needs to stop bringing you food.
I have to eat something.
No, you don't have to eat something. You have eaten 800 pounds of food in you.
Upon his arrival, James was admitted to the hospital for urgent care and placed under the strict observation of medical professionals who could monitor his every meal. But even with all that help coming his way, James couldn't be bothered to put in even a little bit of effort.
Dang, I don't know what we can order that's gonna be healthy. You don't want fish or shrimp?
No, I don't want that. Order me Chinese. Egg rolls and rice, fried rice.
I don't know about the rice, though.
That's what I want, though.
But rice is on that paper that we're not supposed to have.
It's fried.
It's still rice. Fried is
Well,
worse.
that's what I want. I'm tired of fish and chicken, Lisa. I'm sick of it.
And somehow, before anyone knew it, his weight had pushed past 800 pounds and gained over 158 pounds. But somehow, he still found his weight gain confusing.
We gonna get a weight on you?
All right.
382.6 kilograms, 840 pounds.
Oh my gosh. No way this is possible. Something is wrong. She's not reading it right or something. Are you sure that's accurate?
On the bed scale.
This absolutely infuriated viewers who said he had zero intention of ever following any diet. When Dr. Now confronted him about gaining so much, James refused to take any responsibility. Instead, he kept insisting that he had not been given the proper tools to help himself, completely missing the point that tools only work if you actually use them.
You know that I'm just now getting the resources that I've been needing.
We're talking about your food. We're not talking anything
All
else.
of it. I've needed all of it, though, to start with. I haven't had home health. I've had nothing.
Are you telling me that to start? What did that have to do with your eating habit?
Well,
You should have Ross right now. He's
I asked for a
600 pounds.
nutritionist when I first got here, too, and I didn't get it.
James, this is ridiculous. What nutrition you need except the instruction that I gave you
Because
that
I'm
works?
having-
Everybody else can follow him except you.
To James, he was failing because he wasn't getting the care he needed. During his hospital stay, his wife Lisa's role started becoming really obvious, as more and more evidence kept piling up showing that Lisa was sneaking high-calorie food into his room regularly, despite being on a strict diet plan.
This is a very unfortunate situation. And if the heart failure was not enough to wake him up, I'm not sure what will. But I'll try to see what we can do.
I don't think the doctor's being fair. And I don't know why he thinks I look bigger, but he's wrong because I feel better and I know I'm smaller than when I started doing this. So hopefully when I get into the hospital and get my weight, I can prove it to him there. Now is really not the best time for me to leave my family. But I'll go if the doctor wants to check my weight.
Even then, James never once told her to stop or acknowledged it in front of Dr. Now. Lisa was only playing victim when Dr. Now called them out.
Our plan is to put him on a certain diet, and you follow the diet and give him proper amount of food so he doesn't get himself to 750 pounds. You do your part, and he does his part, or I'm through with you. You understand this?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so I'm sick and tired of wasting my time coming here, bringing all the people working for you, and you do nothing.
We need you to help us. We don't need you to degrade us, okay?
It's not
We
my
need you to help
That
us.
is exactly what I'm doing. I'm offering you help, and the problem is that you abuse that help and you're lying about it. And you two keep wasting all the energy and resources given to you. And you saying you need help?
We don't have to be degraded and put down like that.
Watching this behavior made one viewer comment, "James in particular pisses me off though. He's just such a drama queen." Once, James was advised to lose a significant amount of weight over several months, but he stayed true to his track record and ended up gaining weight. This was completely unacceptable given the strict diet he was supposed to be following, and he was cheating on it. Yet in his version of events, Dr. Now was being unfair.
Okay, you left here 786 a couple of months ago, and I wanted you to lose 100 pounds to get under 686 pounds. Let's see what your weight is at. So you are 788 pounds. This is mind-boggling. You're still not losing weight and you're gaining again.
Eventually, James was discharged from the program entirely, weighing around 840 pounds, almost 100 pounds higher than when he started. Dr. Now straight up told him that he was done with the program, making it clear that there was nothing more he could do for someone who refused to help themselves.
And until they can show us otherwise, James is done with the program. It is always hard and unfortunate to watch people self-destruct.
In the end, James's journey was a complete failure, even though he was under the care of one of the most famous bariatric surgeons in the world. His own refusal to change led him to gaining weight instead of losing it. But if James called Dr. Now unfair, Hetty Seeger blamed everyone but herself, made nonsensical comments, and cried when confronted. Hetty arrived on Season 2, Episode 3 of My 600-Pound Life as an entirely bedridden patient who relied on her husband, Ed, for everything.
This is my bed. This is my bathroom. This is my dinner table. I might as well be a prisoner in jail.
But in her mind, that was just her unfortunate reality, not something she could change. Despite having a supportive family, she stubbornly refused to change her eating habits and constantly commanded Ed to bring her unhealthy food. And when the time came for her appointment with Dr. Now, she mindlessly ate junk food on her way to the clinic, expecting weight loss surgery to work like magic, without putting in any effort herself. To Penny, the surgery was supposed to save her, not her own choices. After being admitted to the hospital, she lost 40 pounds, which qualified her for surgery. But as soon as she got the surgery, her attitude changed entirely. She refused to get up to walk around, acting as if walking was something being done to her rather than something she needed to do for herself.
So do you have any plan to walk? No?
Penny is unwilling to get up and walk around. I'm not sure why she doesn't want to do that.
It didn't take long for her attitude toward the staff to get worse. She made nonsensical comments, as if she were the one being wrong.
If I can walk, there is true miracles in the world. That's like having piano surgery on your hand. Doc, can I play piano now? Oh, I've done a great job. Sure, you can play piano. That's great because I couldn't before surgery.
Her mindless stubbornness was getting on Dr. Now's nerves, which made him send Penny back home in hopes that she would finally follow his diet plan. But Penny had already decided she knew better. She continued to boss her husband around, even though she was now capable of standing up.
I asked you to do something.
I know. I was doing that.
Well, you're standing here, and I don't think that constitutes really as a job or a task.
Penny's increasingly frustrating behavior didn't fit her initial goal to be around for her son to grow up. She didn't seem to be trying at all.
Not able to get up. I just can't do it. I just know my limitations.
Just see if you can push down to my hand. You can get that heel up. Even just take pressure off my hand.
I just did. It could be a very long time before I am able to walk.
She then began eating whatever she wanted, believing that she knew better than the medical professionals. But to her, her own feelings were more important than anything else, and everyone else was just picking on her.
The bottom line is the only one that's going to know what works best for you is you.
Soon, she didn't feel the need to attend any follow-up appointments with Dr. Now. When Dr. Now decided to take Penny back and admit her to the hospital, it turned out that instead of losing weight, she gained 5 pounds, and just like clockwork, she put on her act of crying and blaming everything for her weight gain except herself.
Wait, you gained weight since the surgery, okay? You should be right now walking. You should be around 250 pounds.
I feel that the scales were wrong in the beginning and that I weighed more than what that was. Look, I mean, it's hanging off my shoulders.
You just trying to convince yourself, okay? Whatever
So
you
you
say.
can't convince yourself that your sleeves come past your hands now, and they never did that.
Penny.
I can reach my vagina and clean it myself. I couldn't do that 6 months ago.
What you're saying, it really make no sense, okay?
Then I'm going to have to just go home.
In the end, Penny demanded a yellow brick road for herself, but failed to see that the help was already there because seeing it would mean that she had no one else left to blame.
I'm feeling like I've just been sucker punched again. Why didn't this do what it's supposed to do when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do? Where's my yellow brick road? Why didn't I get it? Because I'm working hard, Dr. Desout, and I'm being good.
And finally, she left the program and remained in a shockingly delusional state, believing that she had any part in achieving the little progress that had been made.
Successful in the world's eyes, the fact that I did all of this so far changed my path in life forever. And I don't ever have to be an ideal weight in Liam's eyes because he's seen what I'm willing to do for him.
Penny had the whole victim mentality in this episode. She didn't want to change, and she had her husband wrapped around her little finger. If Penny's victim act was childish, Shanae Murray's was infuriating. She blamed Freddie, her religion, and even a leg infection for her weight gain. Shanae appeared in Season 6, Episode 13, and took the victim act to a whole new level. She was entirely dependent on her husband, Freddie, yet she didn't seem grateful for his help. In her mind, she was the one who deserved constant care, not someone who should say thank you.
Your wife, I take care of you financially. I gotta beg and ask you to do stuff.
And she continued to insult the only man who cared enough to deal with her struggles because blaming him was easier than looking at herself.
Freddie, wash me like you wash yourself.
That's what I'm doing.
You spent 2 hours in the shower. Come on.
All right, let's not argue, please. I really don't feel like it today, argue.
I'm not arguing, I'm just telling you. You spent 2 hours in the shower on yourself. You very selfish.
He doesn't listen to me. And he acts like a child. So Freddie needs to grow up and be a man.
Well, I couldn't find her.
Well, you get an attitude?
I didn't get an attitude. You screaming at me.
I'm looking out for you.
I appreciate it.
But you don't never look out for me.
Really, I don't look out for you? Okay. Keep taking shots at subliminals.
But I'm always taking care of you.
And I take care of you too.
Freddie.
Here we go with this.
Only thing you do is wipe my ass and help me wash up.
I do more to help you wipe your ass and wash up.
Despite knowing how she was becoming a burden to her husband, Shanae shamelessly continued with her unhealthy eating sprees without even trying to change her life. After her appointment with Dr. Now, she was given a target goal to lose 30 pounds in a month. Instead, she gained 28 pounds in 2 months, but in her version of events, this wasn't her fault, and she had useless excuses ready. But Dr. Now didn't have time for any of those excuses.
I have a lot of fluid in my legs.
Can you try something else? Because I heard that one 1,000 times. Fluid is not adding to your weight gain. So the reality is, to gain like you did, you still have to be eating over 10,000 calories a day. You're not realizing that?
I did not realize that.
And instead of understanding this, Shanae felt like she was being attacked. Again, she blamed Freddie for giving her too much stress instead of addressing her continuous mindless binge eating. Dr. Now immediately called her out on her delusions, but to Shanae, it meant nothing.
What kind of stress you have?
Marital stress.
What do you mean by that?
Me and him argues. It's a lot of things that go on.
Stress is unfortunately part of life, and it always will be there to varying degrees, okay? No one is forcing you to eat, that's all you. You are making those decisions, okay?
All right.
You wasted 2.5 months and gained weight, and you have all these excuses that none of them are acceptable.
Even when she was given another chance, she didn't do anything to help her situation. Instead, she got admitted to the hospital as a side effect of using an excessive amount of water pills, and somehow, that too became something that happened to her, not something she chose.
But she's taking 5 times the safe amount to try and force a lot of weight loss. So once again, she's trying to find a quick fix to avoid doing the hard work. But she still gained.
Due to a lack of motivation and effort, her weight kept on rising, and at one point, it reached 712 pounds. The cause of this was revealed when she was caught sneaking junk food into the hospital. Still, her victim mindset forced her to dodge all accountability and shift all the blame to her husband.
You came here to have weight loss surgery. You haven't lost any weight in 4 months. Why?
I'm telling you, doctor, I got water weight.
You should have lost 130 pounds by now. And you're eating this junk and you keep lying to me.
She didn't eat
I'm not eating any of that.
Then how come you're not losing weight?
I haven't ate anything.
It was obvious that she wasn't ready to take responsibility, and she'd already shut her mind off from listening to any reason.
Yes.
If you eat less, you lose weight.
I'm not eating. I'm telling you.
And this is for Freddie.
It was.
So part of that it makes sense. You don't change. There is nothing we can do to help you.
She didn't eat anything. That was me.
Why the scale hasn't shown anything,
Like I said, she builds fluid up. She can't help it. That's the one thing she's been stressing about is the fluid.
None of your tests show that you're retaining water, okay? You're not 700 pounds of water.
Ever since I had surgery on my leg, you can't tell me that I haven't because I have.
But the most diabolical excuse came when she tried to prove her innocence and that weight gain wasn't her fault. So she used her religion to deflect any accountability, as if God was the reason she couldn't follow a diet. And to top it all off, she even lashed out at Dr. Now, who was simply trying to explain that what she was saying didn't add up.
Very well. That's the point I'm making.
You're not the only doctor. Sorry to tell you, Dr. Nazardin. That also helps with weight loss. There is a lot of doctors that does. Yes, you might be a good one, but there's nobody in this world that's great and that's perfect. I went to college.
Simple yes and a
I
simple
graduated college. I graduated high school at 16. I am very knowledged.
You know, you ain't used to that kind of intelligence.
You cannot tell me Everything is because I eat.
At last, when all her cards were played, she ended up blocking Dr. Now's number and never returned.
Once again, Shanae has missed her appointment. But this time, she's not even answering her phone or responding to us. So it is unfortunate, and it is a disappointing outcome. But we are letting her know that because of her complete lack of compliance and this final straw today, she's no longer part of the weight loss program.
Viewers were absolutely outraged at her delusions and refusal to take responsibility. They said, "I couldn't even hate watch this again. Infuriating." While Shanae at least had moments of calm, Steven Asante was a tornado of manipulation, addiction, pure entitlement, and expected everyone to be a slave. Steven's journey began when he weighed around 730 pounds, and from the very first moment, he made life difficult for everyone around him, including his own family, who supported him all the way. But Steven's victim mentality turned him into an abuser. When his father discovered his secret eating habits, Steven showed no remorse, and instead threatened to falsely report him to the police unless he brought more food.
He used to eat in this room constantly, and he was sneaking pizza all the time and hiding the evidence. One day I happened to open up that closet and I see 10 piles of empty pizza boxes in here where he tried to hide them from me. I said, let me tell you something, it's gonna stop because I don't wanna see that ever again. I said, how do I know you just didn't have a pizza today and you want something to eat again? But he wanted his way. He used to threaten me and say, look, if I don't eat, I'm gonna call the police on you. I'll tell him you hit me. I said, oh, here we go. He knows how to bull people.
This manipulation wasn't a one-time incident, but a regular occurrence. He would often call his father to buy him food, claiming he was hungry, and that his caretaker, Princess, had cooked nothing for him.
What?
I ain't got no food here. If you don't believe me, ask Princess.
That's not my fucking problem. That's your problem, not mine.
No, I did not get any food today.
You had 3 meals delivered. Sorry.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Well, guess what? I don't have no money and I am broke. So you can threaten me all you want.
Well, then there's gonna be issues.
Then there's gonna be issues. I will shut my phone off and so ain't Jasmine.
Despite having a supportive father, all that Steven cared about was Dilaudid, a powerful opioid medication that he constantly demanded to manage what he claimed was severe pain. Eventually, he was sent to a rehabilitation program to get help, where he pretended to play along. But the moment he returned to his apartment, he called his father asking for money for his meds, using the threat of relapse as emotional blackmail.
You have no idea what I've been going through, okay? In that psych ward. Well, you're gonna hear me, and you're gonna hear me now. And you're gonna hear me loud and clear, okay? Clean out your ears and clean them out good. I need $150 to fill my treatment medicine. If you got potatoes in your ears, I will relapse if I don't have that medicine here. Is it going over your head what I'm telling you?
Then, after one appointment with Dr. Now, on the way home, Steven demanded to be rushed to the hospital, claiming that he had severe leg pain. But Princess, his caretaker, saw through this act.
How are you?
Okay.
Not in any pain or anything?
Oh, obviously, yeah.
So you was hurting a little bit. Where are you hurting?
My right leg, naturally.
Right.
Yeah, this leg here.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, would you
It's
rate your
about
pain?
a 9.
9 on a scale of 1 to 10. How would you describe the quality of the pain?
It just hurts.
Like, is it an aching, sharp, stabbing, dull, gnawing, burning, sharp, shooting? What type?
It's really hard to describe. It just hurts.
Just pick one of those for me.
Stab.
Stabbing.
Burning.
Great.
Yeah.
Stabbing and burning. Stabbing and burning and a 9. Great.
Yeah.
You actually think Dr. Now is not gonna figure this out? A 9, and you just smiling. Let me be in a 9 of pain. I'm gonna be all on the floor.
That's how I always act, though. I always smile through bad things, man.
It's not pain, it's discomfort. Call it what it is. That's how you know it's an addiction.
Shut up.
2 months of working with Steven, and I done found out all his little kinks and tricks and everything else.
During his time in the hospital, he managed to lose 107 pounds, but he was soon kicked out for being abusive to the staff. When Dr. Now confronted him about it, he openly admitted that he struggled to control his attitude, and at times, he required attention like a baby.
All right, so you seem like you have an issue getting along with hospital staff, and I'm not liking what I'm hearing.
At times, you know, I sometimes I get frustrated. I tell them, if I act like a kid, I want you to treat me like a kid.
How old are you?
I'm 33 years old.
He acted as if he was entitled to something, and the hospital staff were supposed to be there, fulfilling his every demand.
So what do I gotta do? This is gonna be another story in the press? I am already in the press. So if I call and tell them what's going on right now, it's gonna be a whole nother story in the news that's gonna be worldwide, guaranteed. I want the news number now, because I'm not gonna be stuck here.
Looking at all of this, viewers were infuriated, saying, "The total utter lack of gratitude and manners is what kills me. This sense of absolute entitlement is something I cannot understand." Eventually, he was told to lose 60 pounds in a month to qualify for surgery. But even this success was quickly overshadowed once he began cheating on his diet and started missing appointments, each time with a new excuse. Stephen would lose weight only under strict hospital supervision, but every time he went home, he reversed all of his progress. And his overall story was explained perfectly in this comment. "You can't help someone who doesn't want to change. Short of sedating him and feeding him fluids and 1,200 calories a day via tube for a year, I can't imagine what else could be done."